After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidden wilderness beyond, our harsh trek has finally ended. Our party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Cadal Rubar, which I guess is the hatchet.
Yep.
Almost no supplies left. Sustenance, bolt, plow, hook provide for your dwarves. This is really hard to read.
Yeah, you get used to it.
That's excellent. I kind of need to lean back from the screen to be able to see it all at once. Strike the earth. How do I proceed beyond this and strike the earth?
I think you press space.
I'll try enter.
It's loading, trust me.
It was enter.
Oh. Okay, press space to pause. You usually want to do that right away.
Oh, I see. It's like, oh yeah, real time, of course.
Yeah, so if you press tab, you can manage what you're seeing. Like, it moves those little bars around.
Oh shit, yep, that is indeed doing things.
Press tab again. Okay, now you've got a nice view with no map. Now you've got a nice view with just nothing, the play area. Each of these have their uses. Right now, we're probably going to go with... We don't need the map, necessarily.
But I probably do need the menu. So
you
like
probably
this.
do need the menu. Yeah, there you go. You use the arrow keys to navigate. Yep. Now, here's a useful command. If you press K, your cursor will appear on the screen, and it'll appear in the middle. You see that little yellow X?
Oh yeah, and it's telling me what something is when I navigate over it. So this is, for example, dense hair grass.
Exactly. Now, do you see those little gray pound signs down there?
Yes. Is there a way to move the cursor faster? Apart from body?
Yep, if you hold down Shift.
Oh, yep, cool. So rough-hewn walls is what these grey pounds are.
Yep, and tetrahydride is an ore, I believe, of copper, which is good. You can use copper to make some pretty good stuff, especially if you can find tin. Now, this is why we put ore prevalence to frequent, because in some kind of standard games that I play, it's like, oh, you're just on a map and there's just no ore. Well, good luck. You have to trade for all of your
stone, right?
Yeah, you have or obsidian. It's kind of neat because you get to customize your civilization, but a civilization that's just using bone and like obsidian weapons is going to get creamed by lots of things. So
right.
the better we can get. Anyway, so I want you to kind of close your eyes for a second and just visualize with me.
Alright, I got my eyes closed.
Okay, so you're at kind of the neck of a valley, and there's green grass expanding out. There's clumps of like rocks, some pretty sizable boulders strewn around it, a couple trees, and your caravan has pulled up right next to a slope, and all of your dwarves are spilling out like it's a clown car. You can open your eyes. That's what you're looking at right there on just this screen.
The slope, is this stuff upward slope?
Those triangles are upward slope. If you hold down Shift and press left angle bracket, you'll go up a Z layer.
I'm trying that, but that is not happening.
Shift, it should
right.
The one that looks like a sideways V.
I am definitely something is happening here, yeah.
Yep, you're going up. So now you're actually looking up from slightly higher. Now you're going down. Can you kind of see how you're seeing vertically a slice of the world?
Yes.
Now you just went underground, so your camera's just looking at rock at that point.
It's not the most intuitive way of visualizing the world, but it definitely provides flexibility.
It works. So basically, that brown lump that's a square is your wagon, and if you can move over there with K. You can also press escape. I've forgotten what exactly K does. Is that what brought up this viewing mode thing? Yeah, that's viewing mode.
Right, yeah, K. Okay, cool.
So press escape and press T.
T for view items in buildings, okay.
So now it's selecting the nearest building, which is the wagon. And so you can see what the wagon is made of. That's what's in those B's over there, is built of that wood, which is sand pears, and I don't even know what a sand pear is, to be frank, but it's in Dwarf Fortress. And then it shows you the list of things that are in there, and you can scroll down with the plus and minus near the numpad. I recall.
Why does everything? Wait, no, I'm not even gonna ask questions like why you did not make these choices. Yeah, it's just
and that's
it's not
all of
super
the stuff.
Consistent.
Yeah. That's all the stuff that you bought is in that wagon. So one of our first priorities is going to be to get that shit out from the open where it's so fucking vulnerable and
Yep.
into a nice, cozy storage area.
Okay, so how do we go about doing this thing?
Well, the good news is that you're right next to a rock cliff. One of your guys is already running off to try and start fishing.
Yeah,
which,
that's Marco, who made the fish. Wait, Marco's not the fish guy? Oh yeah, he is the fish guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Jeb is your expedition leader.
I'm sure he thinks he is.
Yeah, just let him have it. So press U, you're going to want to see if there's anything. So I see 8 others, and that concerns me. You're going to want to arrow key over there and see what you got.
Wild boars. All of them are wild boars.
I don't think those are dangerous immediately.
Cool. That's fine. Maybe we'll even be able to hunt them or something. Although nobody had any hunting skills or tools, so maybe not.
I didn't think it'd be a good idea right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Maybe once you have more experience, just because that can really be a disaster. But I don't think those are hostile critters. And, ironically, what I was scared about the most is that little Marco was running to a river full of carp.
What is so dangerous about a carp?
A normal-sized carp. Remember, these aren't like Gimli fantasy dwarves. These are like Myth the Fallen Lord's dwarves, which are basically short little dudes who die seemingly at random. And
while exploding, or
while exploding sometimes, only if booze and lava are involved, typically. But like a good-sized carp could absolutely eat one of these guys. They are definitely not like, oh, it's the same mass of a human, just in a more squarish shape. These are just literally just horrifying small people who just die and cry in equal measure.
I cannot actually find Marco. Where's he?
He probably, if you want to find out that, press escape and press V.
V, right? V. Wait,
Okay,
let me just look at the menu here to see what that actually means. View units, all right? Yep.
Yeah, and that lets you kind of see, like right now your mouse cursor is over Ted Cruz, but
mouse cursor?
the X, the yellow X.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Shared.
but it'll go over whoever is nearest. So if you zoom out a Z layer, or just start scrolling around the map, holding down Shift to make you go further, you should be able to, there he is. That's low energy Jeb. No, there he is.
We found Marco somewhere.
He's to your southwest, I think.
How did he get that?
There he is.
Wow, he got a long way.
Yeah, in the spare second before you paused, he started running toward the nearest pond of water.
Then took off. Wow.
Heedless, which again is a really bad idea in Dwarf Fortress.
Why is this guy so? Well, I guess he knows he can fish, and there are fish, and he really wants to do it. I guess.
He's just glad to be out of Florida. But yeah, I assume there's a pond down there. We might want to enable the map again, just to see where he's going.
Right, okay, so let me work out how to do that. Okay.
Tab.
Yep. So
Okay.
we're here. Marco's probably going...
Right.
Yeah,
See, the
there's a
thing
pond
that
in this
confuses
area.
me is the river... Oh, there it is. Yeah, I was thinking the river's to the northeast. Where the hell is he going? Just wandering off into the trees and bushes.
Looks like there's a pond down there. We've got a little area bottleneck.
Yeah, ponds usually have turtles. Usually. So we're just gonna let him do his thing. He'll mine maybe if he wants to. By the way, the red there is like red sand for anybody who's visualizing. I don't know why it's blood red.
Wow.
It just is. Sand is useful. You use it to make glass, which actually can come in handy for a number of uses. There's that when I'm in an area with no metals, glass can actually be a bit of a savior because you can use it to make weapon traps that actually do decent damage because glass has like a high.
So you just build traps which cover people with glass fragments and lacerate them.
Yeah, actually, I think it's a giant spinning blade made of glass.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. Or a serrated disc. Yeah, because it has a good shear strength. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just ignore the weapon stuff for now. So what you're going to want to do is press D for designate.
Oh,
Sorry,
right.
the reason I'm not giving you the names of all these is because by this point it's basically second nature.
No, that's fine. I'm just kind of mentally mapping them and looking at what they do as you say it. No need to provide.
Yeah. So this'll be how you kind of designate your dwarves to do some basic
shit. Yeah, you control them indirectly, right? By saying this area should be mined rather than this dwarf should mine this place.
So just for a lark, what I want you to do is press enter and then move your cursor.
Yeah. Enter is in...
Yeah. Now move your cursor. And you see that green...
Oh shit, yeah, it's flashing.
So now wherever you draw your cursor from, it will mine from that area. But the issue you've got right here is you're trying to mine an area that's open air, so it won't do anything here.
Mm-hmm. So I should press escape instead.
Yeah, and move it into to the wall.
Okay.
And now if you press enter, now draw an arbitrary rectangle.
Right, a rectangle. Is there any guidelines on how big I should make it?
This is just for showing you how the digging interface kind of works.
So there's...
Yeah, now you see that now that area that's kind of browned out is what will be dug out.
Uh-huh.
So what I actually recommend you do first is press Z for remove stairs. I know that's a really weird command, but those ramps count as stairs. And basically, just to clean up our viewing area, we'll just have our guys remove some of those upward slopes right in front of your cart.
So should I use a rectangle? Oh wait, okay.
Yeah.
I think I got the idea. So it's DZ, and then I basically pick an area like this.
Yeah.
And that will say now clear those stairs, right?
Yep. Now those will be cleared out. Think of it as you're clearing away the surface and exposing the rock face.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you can dig from there without it. It's just really a cosmetic thing. Now,
how do I undesignate something from mining?
X
X remove designation, right?
Yeah. That'll remove all your designations. Now, what we're going to want to do is have the entrance to our fortress. So do you see that gray % sign right in the cliff? That doesn't represent anything other than just this is the inside of the rock. But what you want to do is have it right on that where the line to the right of it, because that tile designates the rock face, and you're going to want to dig in from there, and you can make a hallway of arbitrary width. Just dig inward from there.
All right, so I'll designate for mining an area from there to several squares in. Oh, that didn't work
as
so
many
well.
as you press enter afterward. I don't know what the blue means.
Alright, let me clear that one then with designate X. That's cleared.
Yep.
Mine.
Okay, D, enter.
It looks like it's mine.
Yeah, let's go with that for now. I've never seen teal colored before. It should be brown.
It was brown before, wasn't it?
Yeah. Press M, maybe?
M. I'm seeing toggle standard marking. Right, I pressed
Yeah, I pressed M to get... Okay, let's try mining that out again. There we go.
That's different.
I guess that... To be forewarned, I've been kind of... I fall in and out of playing it for a couple of months, and so there's some stuff in there that I just don't fuck with, because I don't understand it. I understand most of the game systems pretty well. The military mode still kind of kicks my ass, but...
Yep.
But yeah, I just lengthened that hallway out a little bit.
Lengthen it? Okay, sure.
Yeah. Maybe by another 5 or 6 squares. You can also use the arrow keys to kind of move your view around, just to, make that more, centric. So, from this, I'd put, at the very end, kind of a bulbous big room as a storage area. That'll be kind of our first kind of area.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I always feel absurdly proud of managing to say this area should be mine. Everything is complex enough that it feels like an accomplishment.
It is an accomplishment, believe me. You're making great progress. It took me a month to get here.
You presumably didn't have somebody walking you through the game in a Skype conversation.
No. Back then was the hard days. Are you making yeah, that's great. You're doing perfect. You're already experimenting with weird shapes. At this point, I was still why every time I try to make a square does it come out as a mushed rectangle?
Because the fonts. Jesus, that would make it harder, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, after that, once you exit the pause by pressing space,
Yeah.
they should start doing that.
Do you want me to unpause?
Yeah, go for it. See what they do. Now, it's also raining. You can see those blue little drops.
Nice.
Now what we're going to want to do is designate some trees to be treed.
Cut, perhaps chopped.
Do you see those brown circles kind of out in the grass?
Yeah, let me examine one of those. Whoop. Persimmon tree trunk. A persimmon tree. Persimmon.
Yep.
How do you say that word?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm just going to say persimmon. Like it's a Digimon.
Okay, yeah.
So if you go up the Z layers with those angle keys, brackets, whatever, you can see that it kind of branches out, and then if you go further up, I think because it's spring, not all of them have greenery on them yet, but most do.
That's cool. You can get up into the canopy.
Yep.
The trunks. That's
elves basically only live in the canopy, and they're a huge pain in the ass. So press, go out of view mode and press D for like designate, and then go to T.
Chop down trees.
Yep, and then just do the same thing you did with that, with the mining.
Alright, those trees are destined for chopping. Is that like apply to the upper level?
Yeah, the whole thing kind of comes down. And thankfully, to my knowledge, they fixed the bug where dwarves would get killed by that.
Like the trees falling on them.
Yeah,
that's good.
So that will basically cover our tree needs for now. What you also might want to do is go to D for designate. And
just one thing first. All the dwarves are set to dig.
Yeah.
Will any of them actually go and chop down trees?
When they're done digging.
Ah, okay. They just prefer digging.
Yeah, they just prefer digging. Most dwarves don't like to go outside.
Okay.
Much like me. If you designate to gather plants with P, I would select a large, broad area of that green field, because then they'll gather some surface plants, which you can use for agriculture or also eat or brew for stuff.
Okay.
Which is nice, because, you want a nice early supplement. It'll also train... When I mean a broad swath, because you just got one plant...
Oh, right, I see. There's not that many plants, are there?
I recommend, the whole fucking map. Shift, arrow key, all the way up to the bottom left or bottom or top right. Yeah, that's fine for now. Basically, we just want our plant gatherer to start getting experience for when he's down in the caves trying to gather muckroot or whatever. Muckroot's a surface plant.
That's some designated planting.
Yeah, and so he'll do that once they're done digging.
So these double quote things are plants generally, aren't they?
Yep. Foxtail millet. I don't know what the hell foxtail millet is.
Oh my
I know
God.
what parsnips are.
Yeah.
See, there only used to be summer berries, and it's like fantasy shit, and then it's like, no, we have to have chicory and
alfalfa.
Yeah.
Leeks.
Yeah.
Jesus, this place is like.
Yeah, I know.
Must have used to be a farm or something. It's got serious right.
I mean, all that stuff had to come from somewhere, didn't it?
Wild spinach. Okay.
I don't know.
Garden cress. Come on. This was cultivated at some point.
Maybe
there
it
was.
was.
There is no such thing as wild garden cress.
Well, the great thing about Dwarf Fortress is that it lets you totally imagine a scenario in which garden cress is out here in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, that's another way when you say lets, you mean requires.
Yeah, basically. So now, what we're going to want to do is press P for stockpile.
Just give me a sec. I'm just going to turn off the music here.
Yeah, you can just set the volume to 0 there.
Is there any sound in the game apart from music?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Wow, that didn't take you long at all.
It was okay for a while, and then I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo. Okay.
Okay, so dwarves running around, getting rained on, and gathering plants, I think.
Yep, you see that one guy?
One of them is gathering plants. Yeah, Carly is gathering plants. The others aren't for some reason.
Dude, Marco's having a fucking blast at that pond.
Why is she... Yeah, let's just check out what he's actually doing. Well, he's fishing, I guess.
Yeah, they're not gathering plants because they don't have the skill for it. Actually, hey, he got a turtle.
How do you know he has a turtle?
I saw the turtle above him.
Oh, that green superstar.
Yeah, if you press K, you might see more than it. I don't know. He might have more stuff under there.
Raw pond turtles. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna want 2 male pond turtles. You're gonna want to get those to a stockpile before they go bad. But
I'm gonna need to have a stockpile for that to happen.
exactly. So press P for stockpile.
All right, P. Is this? Do I want designate stock? Oh no. Okay, no.
Nope, you're good. Now you want food, which is F.
Right.
We remembered to get an anvil, right?
Yes, we got an iron anvil.
Okay, good. Oh, thank fuck.
So
I
where
feel
do I
really
put
bad.
this stockpile inside the cave I've made?
I mean, you can. I would recommend doing it. Putting it outside would just mean moving it from, one area to another. So now all of that's a stockpile. You might want to remove that bit that's kind of out into the hallway so you can put doors there. Because, some animals will go in and just start immediately ravaging your stockpile.
Oh dear, that's an unpleasant thought.
Yeah. So now what you can do is dig more rooms or build a mason workshop outside or just let them start filling up that stockpile.
Shouldn't I do all of those things?
Yeah.
Roughly. Alright, so I don't even know like how many rooms and things we might want, but I guess I'll make some.
We'll figure that out later. For now, let's designate, I don't know, a hallway going up.
Sure.
2 is a fine width because you can have double doors, but no wider than that.
Yeah, let's actually make several hallways out into like what will other be multiple hallways into what will be like other parts of the fortress.
Dude, your hive is taking shape.
Yeah, they don't go anywhere yet, but they're designated.
Yeah. Now, you can press B for build.
All right.
And as you can see, your dwarves are moving barrels, which are those things in the stockpile now. And those 2, the male signs are bags of seeds.
Male signs? Oh, right, yes, okay, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the word for that is.
Seeds are masculine, I guess.
I guess. I don't want to think into the subtext here. So, W for workshop, and then M for mason shop.
Okay. W-M Mason's Workshop. So this is buildings go outdoors or anywhere or what?
They can go anywhere, but you got a stockpile in there, so you can't build it on the stockpile. You can build them outdoors. Later on, you're going to want to move everything indoors, so we don't want to make a habit of building too much shit outside, where it's all vulnerable and squishy. The dark green spots are places where the dwarves can't walk when it's finished. The reason that it shows you that is so that you don't... Like, if you had a room that was only 3 square by 3 square, if you had a door, like a doorway out that was only accessible between those green spots, then the dwarf would be trapped.
Right, so I should try and keep it all...
Light green where the entrances are.
It's not possible because the ground is too planty, I guess.
No, I mean, it's fine. It's just, like, when, those represent the places where there's, like, a big-ass, like, blacksmithing iron and stuff that your dwarf can't walk past.
Oh, I see. It's part of the building itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Okay, got it.
So just place that down wherever, and you get to designate what it's made of. Usually that doesn't matter.
I don't know if I successfully designated it or not.
You did. I can see... You see that little square bracket and that O up there?
Okay.
That's the foundation of it.
Mason's Workshop, right.
If you press, I think, T, you can see it more clearly. Q,
view items in buildings.
Yeah, if you mouse up over to it.
Oh, I see, yeah, it starts flashing now because it's the nearest building.
All your dwarves are kind of doing their own thing, so they just need to wait for the guy with masonry to be not having a job, and then I'll be like, oh, I guess I could do that. You can press C to see your active, like, how much stuff you've got in stock.
The game seems to pause whenever you're in any kind of screen or designating something, or
it does.
Basically any time you're doing anything.
It's not going to Resident Evil you. You spend a lot of time in some fucking screen.
Is Resident Eviling you like having a monster attack you while you're in a menu, or what is that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Or maybe it's a Dead Space. I forget. A lot of games pull that trick on you, and it's not cool every single time. So as you can see on this screen for your food stores, you've got 100 ? meat, because how accurate the screen is modified by whether or not you have a dwarf with a bookkeeper.
So probably we've got about 100 meats, but I don't know, man. None of us are meat experts.
I wouldn't obsess about it, but, I don't know what that... Yeah, so you've got about 400 overall foods.
Yep, I think
You've got
Cassage was a... I'm not sure if this is the right way to find someone's skills. Is this how to do it? Like, how would I go from citizens to...
I would go Z or U, and I would go probably V.
Yeah. But how do I see, like, his stats and stuff?
Gosh, I know how to get this. Go
Holy shit!
escape.
Look at Cassage's pull quote. Don't think about the truth, whatever that is. Just say what needs to be said.
Yeah, they do that.
Wow.
The dwarves, the dwarves have rich personalities. I'd go to V for view unit, or actually Z to go to unit. Escape.
Yes, okay, cool.
Now if you press, now you got it.
Right, so he was not actually the guy I was thinking of. There is someone who's got appraisal skills. Cassage is actually the butcher and clothier, so it must be Carly?
Maybe it was Marco? I forget.
He was fishing guy.
Yeah, but we also doubled up on a lot of skills.
It's not Jeb, is it?
It might be Jeb, because he's the expedition leader.
Yeah, okay, Jeb is the appraiser.
As you can see, though, they've already started building up more skills.
As they just do stuff, they get better at it, I guess.
I think Jeb is also like an instrument player.
Oh my god.
I mean, music is important to dwarves.
The Silky Bride. Yeah, he plays the Shilrar and the Essek. Okay.
By the way, there are procedurally generated instruments.
Naturally.
So, and for music, that's like songs and like styles. So, that's cool. His last name is actually Daggerstop, which is kind of badass.
Yeah, and he can perform the dance of the aquamarine droplets.
I don't know what that means.
It's
but
at the bottom of this list.
No, I know. I don't know what that actually is. But it looks like one of your dwarves has mined into Cinnabar, which is that blue pound sign.
Cool.
Is it Cinnabar? It might be Cobaltite. Let's press K and look at it.
Should I, get more people mining it so we can get the stuff?
No, it's Cobaltite. No, it's fine. Cobaltite, dwarves don't have the technology to, get cobalt, so you just use that for crafts, I guess.
Okay.
It's not super valuable. It's just, a thing. So now... Yeah, it looks like they built that mason workshop.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you press Q, and now mouse over that mason workshop. This is kind of your, build mode menu.
Building management? And Q is, in fact, set building tasks, alright?
Yep. So add a new task, and I would say build 2 doors.
Okay, add task. D for construct rock door. Okay. Like that?
So here, you got it right. And so for reference, you can also set tasks to be done in perpetuity. Like a very common task that I do is A for add new task, P for build coffin, and then R for repeat. That happens a lot in Dwarf Fortress.
Look, we're just going to need an unlimited number of coffins here.
As many as he makes until he, in turn, requires to go into a coffin. So it looks like in our food stockpile, it's actually full because they put a bunch of berries and turtles in it in addition to turtles.
Alright, let's clear more of this space out and mess up the nice structure.
Yeah, so let's actually look at what's in our stockpile. It'll show us what we picked up. I'm interested what that pink berry is.
Let me just designate clearing out more of that.
Nice.
Alright, stockpile pink berry. It's turnips.
Oh, great.
What a turnip
That's
for the books.
That's a lot less appetizing than I thought.
Could be beetroot or something.
So what I would recommend doing is, there is no limit to how big you can make these rooms. Mm-hmm. So what I would recommend doing is filling up all this room with a stockpile, and then building some rooms to put workshops in.
Okay.
And they can be 3x3 as long as you make sure that the doors aren't blocked by the building.
Right, okay.
So that you can still get in there. So it might be best to make each room 5x5 so that you can center the 3x3 work, because all the workshops are 3x3.
I'm just kind of getting an idea of the terrain around here that I have to build.
And remember, you can always build up and down with stairways and stuff like that, but we're sticking to 2D early on because it's easier.
Oh yeah, it's a lot easier. Is that, you laughed as if that was not true?
No. I was thinking about 2D.
Now I'm
Yeah.
confused.
No, don't worry about it.
No, I'm going to worry about it. What is it? What's the funny thing?
You know, like the 2D women, etc., etc.
Oh, internet jokes. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I do those not well.
But you got to actually tell the joke, or it's not funny.
Yeah.
Alluding, I guess, is fine.
So it looks like we've also. Let's see what that is. I think it might be tetrahydride.
It's sphalerite.
Sphalerite. So okay, press enter on it. No, on the ore that's in the ground. On the ground. There you go. It's mined. So it's an ore of zinc, which is fucking useless.
Okay, we can make sunscreen.
Yeah, but we can't use
We're
that
not
to
gonna
make
go outside,
weapons.
so yeah.
So I think we can use it to make brass, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
If you can't make a sword out of it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, so time to set up some workshop spaces here. What I'm going to do is, and then if there was a wall there, I guess I want 3x3 space like that, and this could be the door.
Yep, you got it.
Is that going to produce the results I want? I think it is. Wall.
Yep, it will.
Yeah, I'll just see how that works out. Yeah. The dwarves move pretty fast. It's handy of them.
As long as they've been drinking, they work very quickly.
As long as they've been drinking.
Dwarven vampires are noticeable because they can't drink alcohol, so they move very slowly.
Right.
So now you can build
big rooms for stockpiles and things.
Yeah. So you're starting to get it.
Although, yeah, I'm sure there's lots of stuff I'm not getting in the slightest, but...
I mean, you're doing stuff on your own, which is more than I was doing at this point.
Making a bunch of long corridors is probably not going to be great in the long run, but...
It's a good start.
I don't know if I want to make these... I guess I'll just make them... now I'm regretting all my choices. You can't fill in a wall again, can you? Oh,
not
wait,
really,
actually,
no.
That's fine. I'll just do that. And...
You can build new walls, but you can't ever make it like disappear back into that black, beautiful nothingness that frames your fort.
But as long as you can build walls, that's also fine.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I'd be dead if I couldn't build walls. There have been plenty of times, because sometimes, monsters can destroy doors. At the moment, nothing can destroy constructed walls. Even walls of ice are basically impenetrable.
Whoa. That's not very penetrable.
Well, it's helpful because sometimes it's like, oh fuck, I need to wall in my fortress. It's fully self-sustaining.
Woodstruck Morion or Morion or something, whatever the hell that is.
I believe it's a valuable gemstone. Good. Semi-precious. Yeah, I think it's those gray turtle shapes up in the top right.
So about stockpiles, how much pyro? Nice. How do you is it just a matter of having lots of space and having lots of different big rooms to dump things in, or do you get more advanced forms of storage?
I wouldn't recommend it because it involves some weird quantum dwarf shit.
Okay, so basically make big areas.
Big stockpiles, make lots of barrels and bins. That will reduce your stockpiles volume.
So people will put things in the barrels and put the barrels in the stockpiles?
Exactly. Like right now, all of that green crap could probably fit in one barrel. So what we want to do now is build a carpenter workshop.
Alright, so B for building, W for workshops, and carpenter's workshop appears to be C.
Okay. Now you see the light green isn't blocking the dark green isn't blocking the doorway, so you're good.
Cool. And I press enter again to build it?
Yeah, you just have to choose your building material.
Okay, I built it out of firelight, I think, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's just a rock. It's fine.
Should I be looking to move the mason workshop indoors immediately?
Yeah, I'd recommend that. To destroy it, you can select it with T and press X.
Alright, T for tasks. My task is X. Slated for removal.
Yep, and now they'll remove it. Now you can build a new one.
Build mason workshop. And once again, it's not blocked, so there it goes.
Yep. Okay. Now I'd recommend building a craft dwarf workshop for building crafts with your crafts dwarf ship.
Okay.
Then what else do we want all the way? We want a still. That's really important.
Still. L for still. So, how many of these buildings are all the same kind of size?
All the workshops are 3x3.
Okay.
And then let me think. What do we want else right off the bat? Let's get a mechanic workshop.
Alright, I've got to dig out some more space and stuff here.
We're going to use that to make traps.
Ah. Who will the traps be used to trap? Like, who do you...
Bad guys.
Oh.
Traps are overpowered. Most of the people I know who are really in Dwarf Fortress, which I do not know that many, kind of consider traps to be cheating. But when you're new, you need every fucking advantage you can get. Because here's the thing about a trap. A trap doesn't go off to bed and fall asleep. A trap never, in the middle of combat, it's like, oh, I need some me time and take a break.
Never goes into a fugue state or gets roasted.
It never does anything except what you set it to do. So really, think of it as a culture mine trying to set up a world where these fleshy idiots are protected from themselves. It's basically a world where every tile contains a trap that can thankfully only have perfect enemy detection.
I see.
You know?
Okay.
So, in a bit, what you're going to want to start designating is bedrooms for your guys.
Yeah, they do have to sleep and stuff, right? So how do I tell what time of day it is, for example?
There is no real day and night cycle in Dwarf Fortress. Okay. There's just months and time advancing.
So they just have to sleep sometimes.
Yeah, they just sleep whenever. Remember, they live underground.
It's true, right? Yeah. I guess the fact that
Yeah.
And there's no day-night outdoors either, because I guess they think it's a really big cave.
I assume there is a day-night cycle.
The dwarves can't tell and don't care.
Yeah. In adventure mode, there definitely is. So now if you press space to pause, because it looks like they're done with all their tasks anyway and they're just chilling.
Yep.
What they did before they destroyed this, the original Mason Workshop, is you can tell that they built two doors, because those little cross shapes are actually doors. So if you press B and D...
D for door.
Yep. And then you can place two doors at the very entrance where those two dwarves are standing. And the important thing about doors is that you can lock them. Which won't stop all enemies, but, a lot will. And it's honestly, it's just as important to lock them to keep your dwarves in or out as it is to keep enemies in or out.
What? So why do we need to imprison the dwarves?
So, okay, let me tell you a story. It's about a dwarf who died outside the fort and immediately dropped his valuable clothing that he was wearing when he died on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame a dead guy for dropping stuff.
And because he was wearing clothing. And all of the dwarves inside said, hey, we've got an empty clothing stockpile and a bunch of clothing lying on the ground outside. And what they didn't know was that he was killed by a bunch of dingoes. And so they ran outside and immediately got murdered by dingoes. And then all the other dwarves inside said, hey, now there's even more clothing lying around outside, and we've got an empty clothing stockpile. I bet, and so it basically leads to this gigantic lemming surge to immediately go out and die.
Oh my god.
So, you gotta control your guys. Let me think. So...
When you are all babies, an entire race of tiny people, and the dingo just steals you.
Exactly. So now the next thing we're going to want to do is designate a weapon stockpile. Because I noticed that your spare battle axe and stuff is just kind of chilling out there.
Mm-hmm. So does this need to be huge like the food stockpile, or can it...
No, just maybe 4x4. Because we've only got a couple things. Maybe one spare pick. Probably not even that. You can honestly just put a long strip going up this vertical hallway that's just one tile wide.
A strip of stockpile or what?
Yeah, just a strip of weapon stockpile.
I mean, I'd like to build proper rooms, but I don't have to do that immediately. Okay. I can always move stuff.
Yeah. Remember, this is all just very basic. On a terrifying biome, I try to get them indoor within the first 5 minutes. So I got it down to a science, because you immediately need them indoors to lock the door.
Stockpile. P for stockpile, right, okay. And P for weapons. Just put a bunch of weapons on the ground.
Yep, they only have that one battle axe, but it's good to designate some extra space. Then we want to designate probably a single furniture stockpile, just for that anvil, just because we don't want anyone stealing that either. Basically, you need
furniture. Oh, okay, cool.
You need to get everything indoors behind a locked door as quickly as possible, just so, like, some animals will steal things, normally food, but like a monkey, like a rhesus macaque, I totally butchered that, will just go in and just fucking steal shit. And it's like, oh, it stole a ring, whatever. Oh, fuck, it stole my anvil?
So I see that the wagon no longer has anything in it, so is that now covered the things?
Yep, you can just remove it if you want.
Cool.
One of the other things you'll notice is that dwarves without jobs are congregating around it. You need them to stop that shit. Not only because it's dangerous outside, but because later on, once they get cave adapted, they'll start vomiting when they go outside.
Are you serious?
I am not. I am, actually. I'm not kidding.
So they're like...
So that guy's sleeping, actually.
Maybe I should build better places to sleep so he doesn't just, sleep on the wagon.
Don't worry. The first thing we want to do now is press I. And this designates zones. So now what we want to do is designate a meeting area that's indoors, so that when they have no jobs, they will congregate indoors rather than outdoors. Right now, you can just designate it as the stockpile room. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
That room's not going to remain a stockpile forever. It's like the main entrance hallway thing.
Yeah. Later on, we'll probably abandon this whole layer. It'll be like fucking Underground Seattle or something. And move it into like a designated, like, gigantic mead hall full of booze.
What happened to Underground Seattle?
It's a long story. I think the city sank or something. It's really irrelevant. I don't know.
Wait, no, it is not irrelevant. Like, is there seriously like an underground city buried underneath Seattle?
Not really. I mean, kinda, not really. It's just a tourist trap. I don't actually know much of the backstory behind it. Definitely not enough to, like, authoritatively tell you on this Dwarf Fortress street.
I mean, I'm just, like, always prepared to discover that parts of America have, like, ancient sunken ruins of the older civilization, like Centralia and whatever.
I think what it was is they just, like, built up parts of Seattle, and so parts of it were, like, buried underground that were previously above ground.
No, but that sounds normal, I guess.
Anyway, don't worry about it. Anyway, so what we want to do now is to designate another zone. And this one's going to be outdoor on the grass.
All right, and what kind of zone is this going to be?
This is going to be an animal zone.
Wait, how do I...
You're removing zones right now, so press escape. Press escape again. Okay, you want and...
When I press I, it goes straight into this remove zones mode.
Okay. Oh, okay. Press escape.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, go to I again.
Yep.
Okay, that's weird.
I'm gonna press X, stop removing zones, remove zones.
Yeah, stop removing zones.
Yeah.
Now, designate kind of a squarish area out here in the woods.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you designate it and then you choose what it is.
Yep.
Okay. Right, so this is going to be like some sort of outdoor thing.
It's going to be a pasture.
I don't know if I want to put a pasture right outside the main gate. Let's put it off to one side instead. Yep. Oh, buttons. God, no, shit, how,
You'll figure it out. You might want to remove this zone first.
Flow? Oh, shit. Okay.
Don't worry about it, Just...
Got it. Okay, so...
Okay, you removed that zone, I believe.
And now I want to stop removing zones. There, it's a pasture.
Okay, now set it as... Yeah, now press Shift-N to set its information, and then assign the horse and the camel to it.
Okay.
Now they'll stay there and they'll graze. And they won't go around opening your doors and, like, leading enemies into your fort.
Wow. That's good. I don't want them doing that. Like, why would... Yeah. Can a camel open a door normally? Is that a thing?
Yeah, they can just walk right through it.
Okay.
I don't know why, they just can.
Camels. So the dwarves just moved the horse and the camel up there, I saw them.
Yep, Now, if you... It's actually starting to snow.
Oh, wow.
You can see that. It's
kind of I can see all the little clubs appearing everywhere.
Now, if you press Q, you can access those, like, mouse over those doors. And you can now have basically your control to, like, the access panel. So O is like, I think it removes, like, pet passability. Like, press O. Yeah, now pets and like stuff can't move through it. You want to turn that on for now, just because you don't want any animals going through. Now later on, you'll be using L a lot more, which basically is locking it, and that just prevents anyone from accessing it. There are some enemies that can destroy doors though, so you want better defenses than just a locked door between you and an ogre, or a voracious cave crawler. But for now, that should suffice. If an enemy shows up, lock those fucking doors as quickly as you can. Because your dwarves probably cannot... But you want them to be on the other side of it. So did that zone that we put in our stockpile, did you designate that as a meeting area?
Designate meeting area. This... I thought I had, but I wasn't managing zones correctly because they were weird, so I probably haven't. Let's check it out. So activity zone 1.
Yeah, just press M.
M.
Now meeting area is set up. Now, when they have no jobs, if you unpause it, they should all zoom in there because that's now like their hangout place.
Alright, so unpause. Am I unpaused? Yes, I am unpaused. Ah! Yep, the dwarves are going to go hang out with all the barrels, basically. It's just a fucking room full of barrels with turnips.
Honestly,
and, in fact, piled up against this wall. There's just turtles everywhere. Turtles and barrels.
That's what you wanted, a fishing
turtle
workshop.
after turtle.
You needed a fishery also. That's what it was.